What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about Fortnite's new K-Pop Demon Hunters update. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of this update and what you're most excited to see. If you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So the biggest additions in this update are going to be the K-Pop Demon Hunters items returning. And all of the items that we had in Chapter 6 Season 4 have returned. So the K-Pop Demon Hunters Void Mask reskin essentially is back. You can throw the ball and teleport to it, just like how the Void Mask was. There is a sword, which feels like a much worse version of the kneecapper bat, I would say. I am personally a melee weapon hater. And the sprint and jump aspect of the sword feels similar to the kneecapper bat, while the melee aspect really isn't that good and it doesn't have a charge up effect. The golden shield bubble, which will heal you for shield over time while you're in it, has returned as well. And then finally, the spicy ramen is also back, which is a really, really good healing item. All of these items are in the regular loot pool. You can purchase them from the K-Pop Demon Hunters NPCs, like some of the NPCs sell these items. And some of them are hired NPCs as well. And then there are also vending machines where you can purchase some of these as well, kind of like the miscellaneous vending machines that have the wingsuit in it. We'll also have some of the K-Pop Demon Hunters items as well. But like I said, you can just get them from regular looting. I really like the Void Mask. I really like the ramen. And then the shield bubble is also helpful in certain situations. The lock-on AR was added to the loot pool, and this is a weapon that I think a lot of people have been dreading coming to the game because it's something that sounds really OP. Like the lock-on pistol, if you aim at people for long enough, the weapon will start to lock on, and each lock-on segment is essentially a burst of this weapon because it is a 3-round burst rifle. So you lock on up to 4 bursts at once, and then the weapon will just like fire them basically fully automatic once you fire after having been locked on. I really didn't enjoy this weapon very much. The damage is pitiful. It does like 13 damage a shot on a 3-round burst weapon. So hitting an entire burst to the body does 39 damage, which is a little bit more than some burst weapons used to do in a single bullet. So I don't think this weapon is particularly good. The fire rate is really fast, and you obviously can shoot it without locking on. But I think this is more of like a gimmick item. If you're someone who really, really struggles to shoot people out of the air, maybe this is something that you'll use, but I think most people are going to get better results just using something like the Deadeye AR. It also can lock onto people through bushes, so if you happen to have this while somebody's sitting in a bush, you can really mess them up. But overall, I don't think this is going to be like the most dominant item or like a super overpowered item either. I don't really think that much of it. An item that is really good is going to be the Flowberry Mist Grenade. If you guys remember, we had the Med Mist Grenade that you could throw down, and then it would essentially heal white health in the area around it. This does that, but with shield. So you throw it down, and then anyone in the mist will get shield. And then it also gives you the Flowberry effect, which is a zero gravity kind of like floaty jump. This pairs incredibly well with the fact that Chapter 7 weapons can now be like aimed in while you're in the air. It pairs well with the other movement items. And this is like a very versatile item because it's essentially a healing item and a mobility item in one. And this is going to be something that is definitely worth carrying in certain situations. And in team game modes, being able to throw this down and just give everybody shield is also something that is going to be really helpful for you. So I think this is an item that's going to see a lot of use and that a lot of people will actually enjoy using. Whether it's worth carrying over just your other heals and like you ditch your other heals for this, I'm not too sure, but it's definitely a good item. The MK7 was also unvaulted today, surprisingly. I haven't been the biggest fan of this weapon in recent times when it's been in the loot pool. Like, it was just in the game in Chapter 6 Season 4, and I didn't really enjoy using it, and I don't think it was one of the more popular ARs either. But if you like the MK7, it's back, it's solid. The fact that the Deadeye AR is still in the loot pool, I feel like makes it kind of lackluster. The Valentine's crossbow was also added, and think of this just like a really bad sniper. If you didn't like the sniper that was already in the loot pool, you're really not going to like this. It's more of just kind of like a gimmicky meme item for Valentine's Day than it is actually like a meta-changing, addition to the loot pool. Bigfoot is now a boss on the island, and if you eliminate him, you will get the Mythic Flex SMG. And if you like the Flex SMG, you're going to love this Mythic. It's really good. If you become Bigfoot, you will and activate his ability, you scan the area like the mask that we had in Chapter 6, Season 3 Super. And I think you also get like improved stamina during that time. Having the scan sounds really good and all because that mask was a sought after item. But it's weird because becoming the boss marks you on the map. So becoming Bigfoot, you get the ability to scan the area around you and mark enemies. But everyone else just sees you all the time. So it's like you give the downside of the advantage you're getting. Like you can mark people, but everybody basically has you marked all the time. So I still don't think becoming a boss is worth it. I believe that the Brutus boss has been removed. I could be wrong on that, but during Winterfest, when we had that other boss with the Mythic SMG, Brutus wasn't on the island, but Hush and Human Bill were. And while playing today, I saw Hush. I heard about Human Bill. I think I eliminated somebody who had his lightning gun, but I didn't see Brutus at all. So Brutus and the Mythic twin hammer shotguns may have been like removed with this update. There were also several other items that were vaulted. All of the South Park items were vaulted. The crash pads were vaulted. The slurp juice was vaulted. And then the dual SMGs was also vaulted. So there were several items removed from the game. Shockwaves were unvaulted. So you can now get shockwaves while looting. While playing today, this morning, they weren't actually unvaulted. So if you played this morning and you weren't able to get them, that's why. You could get them this morning from the pockets on the balloons and by eliminating some of the bosses, but they weren't in the regular loot pool yet. But as of the time I'm recording this, they are in the regular loot pool. So shockwaves are back. If you played this morning and you were like, what the heck is this? It's terrible. It was just messed up. Now they're fully back. Weirdly though, the amount of shockwaves you can carry in a single stack was changed from 6 to 4. And initially I thought this was just, okay, they nerfed how many shockwaves you can carry. It is what it is. But somebody in my Twitch chat pointed out today that frag grenades, you can now carry 6 in a stack. And previously it was 4. So I don't know if Fortnite just messed up and accidentally switched this value between the grenades. I have no idea how working on this game is or how likely that would be to occur. But they did mess up when unvaulting the shockwaves this morning. So we've already had one kind of mistake when it comes to them unvaulting shockwaves. So maybe by the time you're seeing this or later on, it's back to being able to carry 6 shockwaves in a stack. I don't know if that change was intentional or not. Self-res was added back to the loot pool again. It was removed from the South Park update because we had the Kenny coin, but it is now back and you can once again purchase it from the heal vending machines. Wonky Land as a POI is also back. So it was Cartman Land during the South Park update, but now it is back to Wonky Land. And those are the main kind of changes for this update. There was a lot of changes. The storm is also pink. Not that it really affects the gameplay too much, but the storm is pink. Now, there was also several weapon balance changes with this update, but I'm not going to go into like extreme specifics for these changes because the video would probably be double the length that it currently is. So I'm going to quickly go over what the changes were. And then I'll probably have a video in a day or two once I've been able to play more about the hard kind of data of these changes and whether or not I think the item, got much better to be the point where it's like worth using or how I feel about it. So all of the SMGs, the Hollow Rush SMG, the Flex SMG, and the Dual SMGs, even though they're vaulted, they all got increased damage, increased magazine size, and improved handling speeds. The Tactical AR and the Enforcer AR both got increased damage. The Tactical Pistol got increased damage, increased range, and faster aim down sight speed. I didn't get to really try the Tactical Pistol today, but it was already a very solid item, and it probably got a lot better as a result of this. The Sovereign Shotgun got its aim down sight penalty reduced. The Sovereign Shotgun has 2 fire rates. If you hip fire it, it shoots faster. And when you aim in, you get a large accuracy bonus, but the fire rate is lower. They reduced the penalty, so it shoots a little bit faster than it did before when aimed in, but it's still slower than hip firing. I've seen people kind of confused about this where they say they think it shoots faster while aimed in now. That's not the case. It still shoots slower while aimed in. It's just a bit faster than it previously was. They reduced the penalty, but the penalty is still there. These stealth splashes also will now last longer and you can carry more in a stack. I don't think this is a really big deal. The lock-on AR and the stealth splashes are supposed to have like unique interaction where like you use the lock-on AR to counter the stealth splashes, but I don't really think it matters that much that this item got buffed. I don't see a lot of people using it, and I don't think it'll really change much. But that is going to be it for this update. We got a lot more mobility items added with the Void Mask and the Shockwaves returning. We got a few items added to the loot pool with the lock-on AR, the MK7, and the crossbow. We got also several balance changes with a lot of the SMGs getting buffed, and the South Park stuff is now gone. But let me know what you guys think of this update down in the comments below. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.